Let's turn this radio off so I don't get flagged for copyright.
Get the fuck up.
Alright guys, I'm probably going to cut this into another video, another tutorial video, but I just want to show you guys something really quick. This here is, I'll get out of the light so there's no reflection. This here is the starter motor from the 09 R1, and as you can see, this gasket right here doesn't fit properly. Look at it. And I'm going to show you some photos of what I found inside of this starter motor. As you can see, all of the brushes in the base here were completely clogged up with oil and grease and dust and all this other nasty crap, which is probably why my bike wasn't starting. So if anyone else is having the Big Bang starting issue, I would recommend definitely going straight to the starter motor rather than replacing the battery like I did with a higher CCA battery. I reckon this is definitely my problem, so I'm going to chuck this back in the bike right now and give it a go and go from there.
Right, I'm just taking those pins out of the outside of the starter motor housing and pulling off the end cap. You can see part of the armature on the inside there. Just taking the other end cap off there. That's the brush housing. Just having a quick look inside, just inspecting it, trying to find out if there's any loose pieces floating around or anything else in there that I need to be aware of. Just took the O-rings off. You can see that it's really dirty. I'm pulling a whole bunch of crap and crud and just crusty stuff off there that really shouldn't be inside of the starter motor. So I'm a little bit concerned at this point because all of that stuff shouldn't be in there, so there's obviously something in there that's just been rattling around and just it's completely disintegrated and left dust everywhere. I'm just having a look inside here now, just pressing on one of the brushes just to see that it's moving. All the other brushes are actually stuck and they're not, they're supposed to be spring loaded and they're not retracting. So I'll need to have a look at that in a second. But all that crud and crusty crap, like I'm pretty sure some water or something else got in there and just started mixing up with something and it just became a big sludgy mess inside of the starter motor. So I'm just looking at the end cap with the brush kit in it right now and just taking those bolts off and just putting them on the ground in the same order that I've taken them off so I remember how to put them back on. Now as I pull the brush kit out, I can see that there's little pieces of something inside there. Let's have a quick look, let's pull them out and have a look at what they are. Not sure what they are at this point. Glass, metal, plastic. It doesn't bend at all. They are quite hard, quite sharp. Just having a look at the brush kit now to find out what piece of plastic on there or what piece of metal on there looks like it's missing pieces or missing parts. Now I can't see anything wrong at the moment, but it will hit me in a second as I look at that brush kit. So I'll just put that stuff down now. I've got one of the end caps there and just have a look at how much crap comes out of this thing. Look at that. Mate, what is going on? I wondered why I had so many starting issues with this R1. And it was happening, it just slowly got worse and worse and worse, and I have no doubt it's because this shit built up in that starter motor over time, just sucking away its performance. But we'll soon find out exactly what it was. Give it a bit of a clean, have a good look at it, and right there. Right there is where I realise, you can see right there at the bottom of that screw, right there where I've got my fingers, there's a broken piece of plastic which insulates the brush kit from the housing of the starter motor. So not only were the brushes clogged up on the inside of the starter motor, there was most likely arcing somewhere inside the starter motor as well, which was drawing all of the amps away from the starter motor. Now I've come to realise that that little plastic tab there that insulates the brush kit from the housing of the starter motor, I'm not sure if this is going to be the same for all of the other bikes out there or cars out there, but that is a point of weakness. I've had to do this twice now, and both times that little component has failed on both occasions. Four magnets there, making sure they haven't moved, checking the armature, make sure that all looks like it's in order, It is one piece. There's no moving parts on the armature component, so there's nothing there that suggests that there's anything wrong with that part of the starter motor. This starter motor is probably about 60 to 70,000 Ks old. So I'm just using some electronic cleaner right now just to clean all of the parts. They are covered in a bunch of greasy, cruddy crap, so I just want to get rid of all of that so I can inspect each component to find out what's damaged or what can be reused, what needs to be changed, etc. As you can see there, the brushes have cleaned up a little bit. Now they're retracting back into their housing. Just flipping it over, having a look at the other side, giving it a quick spray with electrical cleaner. And this is actually the new part that I picked up from the bike shop that I'll need to replace in this kit. Usually when you have starter motor issues, it usually is the brush kit, and you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars to replace the entire starter motor. You can usually get away with just replacing the brush kit. Just pushing on those brushes just to make sure that they move. Even though I'm not going to reuse that part, I still want to give it a good clean so that I can really inspect that part and work out how it works in the starter motor and how it works in the motorcycle. I'm just pulling the armature out of the housing right now, spraying some electrical cleaner in there, and you can see the 4 magnets. Now these 4 magnets should be evenly spaced. Another thing that will stop a starter motor working is the magnets have moved or shifted or broken and completely come off. So that's something else you need to look at if you do decide to pull apart your own starter motor. Just giving everything a quick clean while I've got it apart. Just spraying some electrical cleaner through the armature as well, through all of those copper windings. Just trying to shake out any crap or crud that's built up inside. Now yes, I am being quite liberal with the electronic cleaner. I do need to make sure that this completely dries before I put it all back together. Just giving that copper plate a nice wipe down, making sure that's all clean, shaking out all of the electronic cleaner that may be left inside. This stuff's evaporative, so eventually it dries up.
I just took this apart, and I wish I'd done this on camera, but there is, right there, you can see it's all completely cleaned out. I've cleaned it out with degreaser and electrical cleaner. And now you can see that these things actually spring back in and out the brushes. So fingers crossed, this actually starts the bike. As you can see right there, the gasket is way too big for the housing. The gasket almost slips all the way over the housing. See that? See how much extra room there is? So I'm going to sort that out. What I've done with the other gasket is I've cut the gasket in half and I've chopped a couple of centimeters off it. And now when we line it up around the housing, got a tiny little gap right there, and what we're going to use is some liquid gasket around the side there, just to make sure it's all nice and sealed up and keep all that crap that was in there out. Oh, and I'm sure Flashwing wants to check out my magnets, so you can see the magnets in there. They're all evenly spaced and none of them have come apart and smashed into each other.
The next day.
Hey man, how you going?
Hey mate, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Picking up a part that I ordered.
Oh yeah?
It's a brush kit.
I think you called up yesterday.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to find out if you got some other parts as well, like in stock.
Yeah, all parts.
So the 2 O-rings that are on the starter motor.
Hold on, let me get this up for you.
Yeah.
So it's probably that O-ring there.
Yeah.
That
and the
one
other-
there. And that one there.
Yeah, all 3. You
So,
got?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
They 2 are the same, so I only need 2 of them.
Do you guys keep that stock here?
I will check for you.
Yeah.
Yamaha's got 13 of the smaller one. The 2 bigger ones that you need will be 2 week weight.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I'll just use I use gasket glue. There's another O-ring as well.
Yes.
the pipe that goes from the radiator to the top of the engine block. It's a solid steel pipe.
Yeah. So it goes to the oil pump assembly.
No. Higher up. No.
So
This is what it looks like. So it's got a little tab on the side there, a little metal tab that comes out. So it's off. Where's the thermostat? Is that the thermostat there? Go up there. That's it there.
That one there?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, it doesn't look right though when you're looking at it at
the
this
way,
angle.
that's what
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Alright, sweet, that's the one. Just one of those, yeah?
Yeah, just one. Thanks.
Sweet. Check's over.
Savings, dude.
Actually, pay for it?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry, I'm with a customer at the moment. We're putting through.
Thanks, brother.
Just give me a sec, man. So I'll probably do all the cars tomorrow.
Nice. Very nice. Love it.